Look, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I'm just really not doing well anymore. I'm really just fucking at the bottom of the barrel of my life right now. I I know that this channel is basically dead. And I know that there's really nothing I've fucking done to try and fix it. And I I know that I'm not okay with that, but I don't know how to fix it, and I just really can't be bothered anymore. I really just don't know where to even start with what I've been dealing with. Let's start at 2019. At the beginning of 2019, I was feeling really depressed for the very first time because I had just gotten over two family deaths in the middle and the late part of 2018. So I was still kind of mentally recovering from that, and I guess in that mental warfare, my depression started. And so when I so let's fa- so picture this. I was in a school dance and imagine so picture this. I earlier that morning, it was a Friday morning, I believe. I had grabbed a pen and paper and I had wrote a note to my girlfriend at the time. I basically said, "I'm hearing voices in my head and they want me to do terrible things to people, including myself." And she passed that note to her mother, who then passed it to my mother, and later that night, after the school dance, I was put into a mental facility because I just couldn't handle it. I wasn't in control of my emotions. I sat there for 4 days, maybe three, just thinking to myself. I kind of gaslit myself into thinking, no, this doesn't exist. Depression isn't happening to me. I'll be fine. And then 2020 hit, where I finally started to meet friends and I started to grow closer with them. And then in the drop off of 2021, those friends slowly started to fade away, or we didn't talk as much. So I fell deeper into a depression. I just couldn't control myself. And I just was constantly posting about how my life just fucking sucked, how I just didn't like anybody, how everything was just not how I wanted it to be, and everything was just going so poorly. So I thought about ending myself right then and there, and I came very close to actually planning and trying to execute it, but I never did, obviously. But I I then realized that that wasn't the answer, so I tried to keep pushing forward. But the more friends that grew distant, the more minor inconveniences that I overthought or I overlooked for so long that became major issues, the more that I just lost my temper and just lashed out at people who did nothing but try to help me. I just grew deeper and deeper and deeper into depression. And in 2022, I thought that that was going away. I really thought that I was going to have a good year. I thought that I was going to make it out and feel good. It was going to be my graduation year, so I was going to feel really hyped and I was going to start to figure out my life. But here I am at the middle of 2023 and I have no fucking clue what's going on anymore. I just. It feels like every step forward that I take, someone pushes me back five. I try and I try And I try to keep pushing forward, and I just can't. I try to keep going, and I just can't. I try to make new friends, and they just don't want anything to do with me. And I try to find things to do with other people, but they all just ditch me, and they hang out with each other. I just, I really don't know what to do anymore. I, all of these friends that I grew to once know just don't want anything to do with me. They just don't care. I know they probably would say otherwise, but I, I just wish that they would show more of an effort to put it through. And I know that just listening and staring at a blank screen really isn't the most entertaining of videos, but I felt like this had to be told. I just can't keep this in any longer, so I just wanted to do this to put it out in the world, see if anybody gave a shit. But knowing my track record and knowing how most of my videos do, this probably will get 5 to 10 views and it'll be nothing more. So, to the few that do stick around and the few that actually do feel like they give a shit, I appreciate you. But to everyone who I have lost contact with, I've grown distant from, or I have just lost faith in, I guess, I'm sorry for whatever I did. I just, I don't want to be alone anymore. I really don't. Like, it just sucks because it's just one thing after another. And sometimes they don't even need to be huge. They could just be small, like, friend doesn't want to hang out that day. Oh, that really sucks. I wish that we could have. And then you have a few major events to sprinkle on more depression. Oop. Oh, things are finally looking up for you. Oh, family member dead. Oh, you're finally trying to recover. Oh, another one dies. A few years later. Okay, I'm finally feeling alright. Dog dead. Like, what more does this world want from me? What did what does this world want from me at this point? I don't understand. I just want to feel okay for more than 5 minutes at a time. Every time I feel a shred, the tiniest grain of happiness, it's crushed to pieces. And I really just am tired of it. I'm tired of being this way. I'm tired of just having everything go wrong for me, it feels like. But at the end of the day, there's just nothing I can do because I know me and I'm not going to change. And if I'm not going to change, then why should anyone else's opinion of me change? Look, I know this video is going to be really short, and a lot of people are just going to overlook it, but I hope that if you ever do feel alone, if you ever do feel like you don't belong, or if you ever feel like everything around you is just crumbling apart, I hope you know that that isn't the case, and that you are truly appreciated and loved. I just wish I could say the same for myself, because I really don't feel like that. And I haven't felt like that for well over 5 years. I just wish I knew why this happens to people. Not just me, just to anyone. Why does this have to exist? Why do we have to be sad? But at the end of the day, we're all human, and really can't explain anything, and I don't think that anyone else really can either. But if this is my fate to post meaningless YouTube content on the platform, then I guess that's great. I'm probably not going to edit this, so I hope that you all have enjoyed the video. If you ever want to chat, my Twitter is on my page. I also have a Twitch. But other than that, I'll just leave you off with this. I appreciate your existence. See ya.